Hi everyone, I'm Torzi and welcome to this 30-minute yoga sequence with Runna. We're going to start today's class in an extended child's pose, so just meet me on the mat. You're going to draw your knees to the width of your yoga mat, toes to touch behind, and then just extending your palms towards the top of the mat and dropping the forehead down to the earth beneath you. And once you meet me here, just settling into the posture, you can close the eyes, you can start to deepen your breath, and just taking an opportunity here to check in with yourself at whatever point it is in the day for you. Maybe you're taking this class to start your day, or maybe you're taking this class at the end of a busy day at work. Whatever state or time it is where you are, just allowing this opportunity at the start of the practice to press pause on the day you've had so far and just have that space to acknowledge how you feel, observing your breath and noticing how you feel in your body. Starting to lengthen your inhale and extend your exhale. And the more we can focus on our breathing throughout this practice, the more we'll feel present and focused. And this is a skill we can take beyond the mat and into our everyday. Okay, take your final deep breath in your extended child's pose here. And start to shift your gaze up towards your hands. Draw the hands towards you and really gently guide those knees to meet as you shift your hips back to your heels. So just taking a moment here in a hero pose, this kneeling position at the back of your mat. I'm encouraging you here just to draw your left ear towards your left shoulder, just finding a light stretch through the right side of your neck. Coming through center, drawing the right ear towards the right shoulder. Coming through center, chin to chest, stretching through the back of the neck. And then lifting the gaze up to the ceiling, stretching into the front of your neck. Lovely. Draw your gaze forwards. Lift your hands to your heart center. Just take a moment here to set a small goal or intention for this class, or maybe you just want to take a moment to thank yourself for dedicating this time and space. And then once your goal is set, opening through the eyes. We're going to take a deep breath in to lift your prayer above the head. And then as you exhale, just guiding your prayer towards the back of the neck and stretching into those upper arms. Lovely. Good. Take a deep breath in, lift the prayer above the head, and then exhale to draw the hands in front of the heart. Let's get moving together, coming forward into our tabletop position. So meeting with the hands under the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. We're just going to start by stretching into the soles of our feet. That's plantar fascia, the band of tissue at the base of the foot. So let's take a tuck of the toes here. Breathe in through the nose. As you breathe out, shifting the hips back towards your heels, stretching into the feet. Breathe in to draw forward. Breathe out to draw it back. Inhale, drawing forward. And exhale to draw those hips back. Good. Stretching into the soles of your feet. And just taking a pause here in this third and final round, really getting a nice sensation of stretch through those feet. Lovely. And then we're gently drawing ourselves forwards. Going to untuck the toes, just take a gentle shake out for those feet. And then we're going to walk our hands forward in front of us and make our way nice and quickly today into our downward facing dog. But that being said, do take your time to ease yourself into this first down dog of the practice, just pedaling into those legs, lengthening into the spine, shifting things about, doing what needs to be done to find a nice firm foundation in your downward facing dog. Lovely. Okay, on your next inhalation, you're going to flow forward to a plank position, shoulders over your wrists, nice long line of energy from the root of your feet to the crown of your head. Take a deep breath in, push away from the earth. On your exhale, lower through the knees, hug the triceps to your rib cage and lower your chest and chin down to the mats. You're going to draw your fingertips to the top corners of your mat here, pushing down into them and taking a breath in for an elongated cobra, so really lifting through the chest here as we lengthen into those arms, stretching into the core, the front body. Great. Take a deep breath in and exhale to melt the chest back down, rooting the palms under your shoulders, tuck through the toes and guide yourself back to your downward facing dog. Lovely stuff. Okay, we're going to look towards our hands. We're going to start to walk our feet towards our wrists, just taking one step at a time as we meet the feet hip width distance at the top of the mat. Soften through the knees and fold forward, taking opposite elbows with your hands and just gently shaking things out from side to side. Releasing through those hamstrings, through the lumbar spine. Let the head fall, the neck relax. And then together, releasing your fingertips either side of the feet. On a breath in, lift your fingertips up the shins, lengthen the spine, flat back. Exhale to fold forwards. Inhale, root to rise, take your time, lifting tall. And exhale, hands meet at your heart center. Coming into our mountain pose here. So our first standing posture of practice. Draw your palms to face forward by your sides. Lift the shoulders up, back and down. And it's from here that we're going to find some standing flow together, getting that energy moving through the body. So draw your hands to your heart. Take a deep breath in to lift your prayer up to the ceiling. And then exhale to fold forwards. Inhale for flat back. Lengthen your spine. Exhale, forward fold. Root the palms. Step your feet back to your strong plank position. As you exhale, you can either take chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. Inhale, up dog or your cobra pose. And exhale, downward facing dog, hips lifting high. Look to the hands. You can take either a generous step or a hop to the top of your mats. On your inhale, lengthen your spine, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise, lifting tall. And exhale, hands to your heart center. Doing great. On your next breath in, draw the hips back, reach the fingertips forward in front of you for your chair pose. Exhale, forward folds. Nice. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold, root the palms. You can step or maybe even hop back for your plank pose. On your exhale, take your chaturanga or knees, chest, chin choice, lowering to the earth. Inhale for up dog or your cobra pose. And exhale for your downward facing dog. Great. Okay, lift your gaze to the hands. You're going to step your right foot forward between your hands, grounding through the back foot at 45 degrees, and inhaling to lift through the arms for your warrior one. Take a deep breath in here. And then as you exhale, open up through the hips, back foot perpendicular to front heel for your warrior two. Okay, finding a bit of flow here on your breath in. Start to lengthen through the right leg. Meet the hands in prayer above the body. Exhale, warrior two. Inhaling to lift. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale to lift. And exhale, warrior two. Good. On your inhale, reverse your warrior, lifting the right fingertips up and back. And on your exhale, ground your right forearm on your thigh. Follow the left fingertips up and overhead. And then ground the left palm, tuck the back toes, and reach the right fingertips up, coming into a spinal twist. Really good. Inhaling together. And exhaling to meet me in downward facing dog. Hips lift high, take a little pedal of the legs, or maybe flow through a vinyasa. Inhaling for plank. Exhaling for chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. Inhale, up dog or cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Doing great. Okay, lift your gaze to your hands. Step the left foot forward between your palms, grounding the back foot at 45 degrees. And inhaling to lift the arms up towards the ceiling for warrior one. Let's take another breath in. So on your breath out, you can move into warrior two, back foot 90 degrees, arms reaching out wide. Lovely. On your next inhale, lengthen into the left leg, meet the palms above the head. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale to lift. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale to lift. And exhale, warrior two. On your next breath in, reverse your warrior, lifting the left arm up and back. Exhale to ground the left forearm on your thigh. Follow the right fingertips up and overhead. Grounding through the right palm, tucking through the back toes. And then lifting the left fingertips up for your spinal twist. Really good. Take a deep breath in. And exhale to frame the front foot with your hands. Guide those feet to meet in your downward facing dog. Doing a great job. Option to stay here or option for your vinyasa. Inhaling for plank. Exhaling to lower down to the earth. Inhale to lift through the heart. And then exhale for downward facing dog. Gorgeous work. Look to the hands, take a generous step or hop to the top of your mat. Breathe in to lengthen the spine for flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale, hands to your hearts. Great. Okay, we're going to take a balance practice before we take things down to the earth. So we're going to move into a posture called eagle pose. It's quite a challenging balance. So if you do want to take a different balance, feel free. We're going to start by rooting down firmly through our right foot, so pushing down through the big toe knuckle and the outer edge of the foot there, really strong foundation connection to the earth. For eagle pose, we wrap the other leg around the grounded leg. Option to stay here, or option to wrap the left arm under the right arm, meeting the hands in front of the face. Now this feels a bit tricky, we can actually just draw our hands to opposite shoulders as well, that's okay. So meeting in whatever position suits. Again, option to stay here, or option to start shifting your center of gravity a little lower here. So bending into the grounded leg, squeezing into that right glute, drawing the belly button back to your spine, and feeling strong in your eagle pose here. It's a really great posture for building core stability, and obviously that single leg balance, focus, and challenge. A great one for strengthening the glutes as well, really focusing on that activation. Fabulous. You're then going to release your arms, start to lift through the body. See if you can lift that knee up before coming down to the earth. Fantastic. Shake into those hands and feet. And then let's come on to the other side. So rooting into the opposite foot. Firm foundation and grounding, connection to the earth. Once we feel ready to do so, we can wrap the opposite leg over. And then wrap the opposite arm under. Great. Again, take opposite shoulders if you would like. Welcoming the wobbles myself here as well. And then we have the option to take things down a bit. So squeezing into that glute, activating the core, and welcoming that strong and stable balancing posture here, eagle pose. Challenge yourself in this moment. Fantastic. When you're ready, you can release the arms. See if you can lift that knee up to the chest. And then make your way back down to the earth, shaking into the hands and the feet. Fab. Let's come back to the top of the mat. Prepare to make our way down to the earth. Take a deep breath in to bend into the knees, circle sweep the arms, lifting and lengthening the high mountain, and then exhaling to soften and to fold. Inhale for flat back, lengthen your spine. Exhale, forward fold, root through the palms, just take a step back to plank with those feet. And then exhale to shift the hips back for your downward facing dog. Now we're going to look to the hands. We're going to guide our hands towards the left side of the mat so that we have enough space to draw the right foot. To meet in line with the hands, we want both of our hands to the left of the right foot. So we're coming into a posture called lizard pose here. A really great hip opener. Really wonderful sense of length guiding into that left hip flexor, psoas muscle, and maybe even a little bit into the quadricep. Now this is a pose that really encourages opening through the hips. So if you have quite open hips, you may want to come down onto your forearms. I will say that I do not have open hips, so I will be firmly staying on my hands. But if you would like to come down onto your forearms, if that's something you've explored before or would like to, then please do feel free to do so. And when I'm in lizard pose, I like to just take a gentle sway from side to side, just gently opening into that left hip, easing off, and just keeping things a bit lighter with that movement from side to side. Nice. Okay, you're going to come back up onto your hands. So if you're on your forearms, just take your time to meet me here. Once we're all here together, we're all going to come into a twist. You do have the option to lift through the back foot to come into a bind, but don't push yourself extremely to get here. Just take the twist. That's still a wonderful variation, but the bind is there if you would like to take it also. Great, let's release things back down to earth. Centering ourselves on the mat. You're then going to heel toe that right foot all the way off to the left side of your mat so that we can drop down through the hips, drawing the right knee to meet the right wrist, and coming into a pigeon pose. I love to take my pigeon pose close to the ground, so coming down onto the forearms, meeting the hands, making a pillow with them and drawing the forehead down to the earth. And once we're here, just taking some lovely deep breaths, feeling that sense of stillness here as we access deep stretch for that right glute, right hip. Really nice work. Take your time to come up onto those hands. Ease your weight into your right hip here and gently encourage that left leg to come round, meeting left ankle on top of right in a seated position at the top of your mat. And then we're going to come forward over those ankles, those knees, make our way briefly back into a downward facing dog just to make that transition to lizard. So this time we lift the gaze to the hands and we shift them off to the right side of the mat, guiding that left foot in line with our hands. So both of our hands are to the right of the left foot in lizard pose. And then again, you may want to come down onto those forearms and get a little bit more depth in this pose if your body allows it. And like on the other side, I like to just take a gentle sway from side to side, just gently easing my hips to be more open, greater flexibility through the hip flexor. Doing great. Okay, let's make our way back up onto our hands. So just meet me here once you're ready. We're then all going to take a twist. So lifting the left fingertips up to the ceiling, and you have the option, if you would like, to take a bind as well. So lifting through that back foot and drawing your left hand to meet that right ankle. Really deep stretch for the right quad there. Okay, stunning job. Let's come back through center. And then we're going to gently heel toe that left foot all the way off to the right side of the mat so that we can drop through those hips. Just take your time with that transition. It's a little bit tricky. And then like we did on the other side, we can come down onto those forearms, making a pillow with the hands, dropping the forehead down to the earth, and just allowing for deeper breaths and a sense of stillness in pigeon pose on the left side. Breathing deep into the space where you observe the most sensation here. Okay, awesome job. Let's lift ourselves up from pigeon, taking our time. Gently draw your weight into the left hip so that you can guide that right leg around, meeting with the right ankle on top of the left. Just taking a pause here in a seated position on your mat before drawing the knees together in front of you and making your way onto your back. So coming all the way down to the earth here. We've still got one more pose to take. We're going to take a lovely supine twist. So you're going to extend that left leg forward in front of you on the mat, hugging the right knee up towards the chest, and then just taking some rotations into that right hip and into that right hand. Okay, we're going to extend the right fingertips out to the side, grounding the shoulders. And we're going to encourage that right knee towards the left side. So this is a really lovely spinal release, but we also get a good stretch through the IT band, that band of tissue that attaches at the right outer hip towards the outer right knee. Opening into the chest, supine twist. Brilliant job. Let's take our final deep breath on this side. And then gently come through center, hugging the knees through the chest. Just take a gentle rock from side to side. And then we're going to extend that right leg forward in front of us on the mat. Take some rotations through the left hip and through the left ankle. And then we're extending our left fingertips out to the sides, grounding through the shoulders, the upper back. And we're encouraging that left knee off towards the right side. So taking our twist the other way, grounding through the shoulders, releasing through the spine. Really lovely, relaxing, restorative pose. And starting to cultivate the conditions here for our Shavasana, that final resting posture. Okay, let's come back through center. Hug the knees to your chest, just for a final gentle rock from side to side. And then we're going to settle into our final resting pose of corpse pose. So extend your legs fully in front of you on the mat. You're welcome here to rest your hands on your belly or face your palms up by your sides. Just finding a position in which you can fully relax, fully switch off through the body. Making sure to relax through the face, the jaw, the belly. Relaxing all the way to the tips of your fingers and toes. Allow these next few minutes to aid as a means of integrating the practice we've done, but also an opportunity to fill your cup and to take that important time to relax and restore. Corpse pose. Okay, everyone, let's start to move through the fingers and the toes. Gently rocking the head from side to side. And then we're going to draw the knees up towards our chest. Taking a final rock from side to side, just massaging through the lumbar spine. And then we're going to come over to our right side. Taking that time to lift ourselves up into a final seated position from which we can end our practice. Guiding your hands to rest on the thighs or the knees, lengthening the spine. And just taking a nice deep breath in, lift the palms up, touch the palms above the head. And then exhale to guide the hands to your hearts. Just taking a moment here to thank yourself for dedicating this time to your practice. And I really hope you enjoyed this yoga sequence with Runna.